recording. Okay, thank you. Thank you for coming. So today we'll be talking about the a topic here. Topic is about Mikrotik Platform. Two Mikrotik Platform, similar but not same, which are x86 versus CHR. Okay, so my name is Achmad Mardiansyah, and I'm from GLC Networks Indonesia. Oh, where's the camera? Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, so here's our agenda. So first we'll do introduction and then review some prerequisite knowledge, talking about Mikrotik Platform, and then we discuss the difference between these two platforms. Okay, and introduction. First, we are GLC, Garda Lintas Cakrawala. We are based in Bandung. Our areas are training and IT consulting, partner for Mikrotik Ubiquity and Linux. We also develop our own product, GLC Radius Manager, and then we do regular events like we're doing now. My name is Achmad. I'm from Bandung, based in Bandung. Okay, certified trainer. Also user, many users. Okay. Mikrotik users, Linux users, many users, PHP users, PostgreSQL users, and so on and so forth. I have LinkedIn account here, and then if you don't mind, we can connect through LinkedIn. Okay, so past experience, we do stuff related to ISP, like network support, network design, and then integration in several countries. Okay, in Asia, in Europe, in Australia, in Africa. Yeah. About the webinar itself, we started the webinar since 2010. Yeah. Oops. Yeah, 2010. At that time, we talk about the Solaris operating system. And then for you, thank you very much for introducing yourself. I can see Ankit from, I have I mentioned you before. Rian from Pontianak, thank you. Amir from Pakistan, thank you. Jirhan from Balikpapan, Krishna from Medan, Usman from Makassar. Okay, so most are Indonesian. Oh, okay, one here from Lampung. Okay, thank you for coming. Prerequisite. So we assume you already know virtualizations. Oh, okay, so this one actually needs to be amended. Okay. Oops. Can you see my slide? Seems like. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, so here's the prerequisite knowledge. Oh, sorry. Yeah, so we assume you already know how to use Mikrotik virtualization as well. No, we don't talk about Docker. This is also not about Linux, so I need to update the slides here. Okay, so let's talk about the prerequisite knowledge. So I assume you already know what the Mikrotik is. Mikrotik actually is a name of a company. It's a brand. They are from Latvia, from Europe. Their headquarters is in Riga, Latvia. So it's quite far from here. And then they have, it's a brand, it's also programs like Mikrotik Academy. Yeah, so Mikrotik have products. Some of their products are, already familiar with us. So their products are, for example, router OS, switch OS, and then the router board. Here's the hardware. Okay. Yeah. First is they in their first year, they created the router OS system that is based on x86. So x86 is the oldest traditional platform of the Mikrotik. Okay, and then they built, so they created the router OS, and then they proposed for router OS to do routing. Of course, yeah. And then they develop more products, and then of course by using those products, they are introducing more and more platform other than x86. They also created, they also produce switch, and then for that one they created the switch OS. In the beginning, they don't have their own products. So that's why they are only rely on x86. And later on, when they have a router board, which is their hardware, and then a new platform comes like MIPS BE, what is it, PowerPC, Tilera, and so on and so forth. Now, I think in the future, their platforms are based on ARM architecture, either ARM or ARM 64. Okay, so yeah, that was the Mikrotik products. And then what Mikrotik OS can do, as you can see here, it's yeah, it's familiar for us. Most of the things that they are doing is to do routing, forwarding from one packet from one interface to the other interface. Okay. Yeah, you can read it from their newsletter, from the PDF. Okay. And then how Mikrotik naming their own products. First is like usually they name their products like RBXYZ here. Okay. Oops. Yeah, like this. So X, RB means router board, X means X series, and then Y is Ethernet port. Z is usually refers to how many wireless LAN or mini PCI that can be put to provide wireless connectivity. Other codes like U for USB, A, H, and then so on. That one you can check directly on this Mikrotik product naming. Okay. About, as I said, in the beginning, Mikrotik produced their product based on the x86 platform, but now they have expanded to other platform as well because they want to build their own hardware. Just like Apple, in the beginning they use Power PC, Power chipset from Motorola, and then they switched the platform into Intel platform x86, and then now they created their own chipset, right, which is based on ARM architecture. So same thing with Mikrotik. So Mikrotik in the beginning they are based on x86, and then moving on forward, I think more and more products are now based on ARM architecture. So yeah, there are many architectures like MIPS LE, MIPS BE, PowerPC, x86, and yeah, many others. And you can check the architecture on Mikrotik website, and you can check it with yourself by opening the checking their website there, and then by comparing the architecture and then the model. Okay. Oops, I forgot to put there. Yeah, so Mikrotik also provides certification and then training. So you start from MTCNA, network associates, and then after that it depends on your needs. Okay, if you want to control traffic, and then you can go to TCE, traffic control engineer. If you are using switch, and then you can use SWE, switching engineer. MTC means Mikrotik certified programs, MTC. SE means security engineer, IPv6. E means IPv6 engineer. MTC UME means user manager engineer. What else? WE means wireless engineer, and then EWE means enterprise wireless engineer. So this one is for indoor. This one is usually for outdoor. Okay. And if you are doing a lot of routing, you can take the training here, RE, routing engineer. And then if your network is getting bigger and bigger, you take the MTCINE, which focusing on the BGP and MPLS. Okay, so this is x86 platform. Oh, yeah. Well, I can better if I show, oops. Yeah, better if I show you the Mikrotik architecture. Okay, so let me share them. Yeah, okay, so I hope you can see this. Yeah, so here you can see oh yeah. Okay. Oops. Sharing. Stop. Yeah, so as you can see, this is a download page where you can see lots of options for architecture. So, for example, this one, yeah, the architecture name is ARM64. And then the products that use that architecture is, for example, N-Ray, CCR 2004, LHG, GR, so on and so forth. Previous traditional architecture was MIPS-B, still produced by now. Lots of products here, you can see. And then SMIPS, very small products. And then Tilera, especially for CCR, is famous for lots of cores for processing. And then we have other architecture here. Okay, it's like ARM. Okay, as you can see, there are lots of them. And x86, PPC, yeah, only few. ARM, you can see a lot of them. Okay, and then x86, this one. Yeah, because x86 is a commodity hardware, so well, you can use your own computer to install Mikrotik OS with x86 platform. Moving on, we have MIPS. It's very few, and then here we have the CHR, okay, cloud hosted router. Yeah, so that's the architecture of router OS. So you can see there. And then back to the slide. Yeah, okay, so here it is. So Mikrotik certification, and then let's talk about the x86 platform. So as I said in the beginning, x86 is the earliest Mikrotik platform. It supports 32-bit up to routeros version 6. But if you install the latest version, which is still under development, still release candidate, version 7, minimum you have to install it on 64-bit. Okay. So it's installed on x86, a very traditional platform, and then still being used up to now. And then they are using traditional license. And the CHR means cloud hosted router. So yeah, by seeing the name, you can see that this router, this platform is designed for hosted router. So it means that it's installed on virtualization. Okay, so it's optimized for virtualization. It means that you cannot install the CHR directly on the hardware. Okay, so you have to install the hypervisor first, and then on top of that, you install the CHR here. Okay, you can also install CHR on cloud provider, or as I said, hypervisor like VMware or KVM. Okay, CHR is using different license system. So, for example, yeah. So, for example, this is you are using GCP, Google Cloud Platform. Yeah. So this is the Google's. You have an IP here. Okay, and then connect to, this is Google, let's say GCP, and then this is your router. Okay, this is Mikrotik. Okay, and then after that, this is your switch, for example, virtual switch, and then this is your server. Okay, so Mikrotik will be the router that is doing the many things. They can do routing, yes, of course. They can do like peer-to-peer encryption, like IPsec. They can do filtering. They can do load balancing. Okay, through this server. Okay, so this is how, this is one scenario where you can apply CHR on your network. Okay, so we usually in some of our project we do the same. So we install Mikrotik in the front, for example, this one, and then facing to the internet. So this is internet. Okay, and then goes to the Mikrotik. Mikrotik connects to the virtual switch here. And then from this virtual switch goes to server. And then behind the server, usually we have a database here connected to those server. Okay, so that's one topology we can apply for CHR. So let's do the comparison. x86 versus CHR. First, deployment. Okay, as I said, x86 is directly installed on the hardware. So it's, for example, this is x86. So this is your hardware. Sorry. Okay, so this is your hardware, and then you install this 86 directly to the hardware. Okay, and then so yeah, there is no other virtualization because it's directly installed to the hardware. Okay, but for CHR, okay, so you have to install the hypervisor first. Okay, so like for example this one. Okay, and then after in hypervisor, you install the CHR. Yeah. So CHR is like one guest OS on that system. Okay, so that's it, the difference in the deployment. And what about the feature set? So usage, yeah. So as I said, because we installed the x86 on direct hardware. Okay, so that's why usually it comes in the form of one x86 server. Okay, it's a rack mounted, and then that server has lots of ports. Okay, and then yeah, you install the x86 here on x86 router OS into this platform, into this computer. So it's like a normal computer that has multiple interface. Usually server only has one or two interfaces, right? But this one, because you turn the x86 the server into the router, so it means that you will require lots of uh, network interface. So this interface connect to different networks and cables, and then so on and so forth. So that's the how x86 is used. So you have a physical network, okay, and then you use the x86 for managing your physical network, okay. But for CHR, it's different. You don't have the usage is different. Uh, you have network, you still have topology, but all of them are virtualized, okay. So everything is inside, like when you are doing GNS3 or unit lab or that kind of virtualization, right? In our place, we use KVM virtualization. Either you can use Proxmox or other stuff. You can use Zen as well. So here, for example, you have an interface that facing the internet, and then you install the CHR here. After that, you install the virtual switch VSW, and then usually you have a server here. Okay, and then you have another virtual switch. Okay, connect to them. So it means that there are different network, and then here's another servers, usually database connect to this. Okay, so that's how you use both a platform. It depends on the scenario you are using. About the features, well, they have similar features. Okay. Yeah, the difference is you can check them here and here. Yeah. So if you are using CHR, and then there'll be indicator here you are using CHR, x86, x86. So yeah, that's the difference. Others are similar here, same. Okay. So yeah, you have IP, a firewall. You have many stuff over there. Next is, yeah, I think this is the biggest difference between the x86 and CHR. Yeah, x86 is this one, x86, this one, and this is for CHR. Okay. x86, you have a traditional license, start from level 0 and then level 1. We don't have level 2, right? And then we have level 3, level 4, level 5, and 6. Okay. So the difference is you have a limitation, okay, in terms of access point, BGP tunnels, and then so on and so forth here. So here says the limitation, okay. You can check on the tables here. So that's what happened on x86 license, okay. But on CHR, you don't have any limitation. The limitation is based on the speed limit, okay. And after you installed an x86, what you will get is a trial mode, which is consists of 24 hours. So during this 24 hours, you have to upgrade your license. Okay. Otherwise, you'll get stuck. Otherwise, will get expired. Will not be able to use your router. Okay. But for CHR, all limitation is not there. The limitation is based on speed limit. Okay, so there's no 24 hours. This is the big difference. So it's free, but only 1 Mbps. Okay, for testing, it's okay. So we we use a lot CHR in our training. Yeah, for testing also. Yeah, it's enough. Just 1 Mbps is okay. If you want to increase, and then we have P1. Okay, goes for 1 gigabit, P10 up to 10 gigabit per second, and then P unlimited. Okay, unlimited speed. So it depends on the hardware you are using. Okay, so again, even though we are using KVM or virtualization, that depends on the capability, hardware capability of those platforms. Okay. Right. So, okay. So that's all. So that's the difference between x86 um, and CSR. Okay. So I think we still have a time here. So let's do live practice. I will share my screen here. I will install x86. Oh, sorry for that. The screen is blank. Okay, so hopefully it backs. Okay, so I will share our test system here that is based on Proxmox. Okay, I will install the CHR. So yeah, because we use CHR alone a lot. So I will do a demo with the CHR. Oh, sorry, or maybe the x86. Yeah, doesn't matter. Okay, let me share the settings. Okay, so you can see them here. So here we already created Mikrotik x86. Yeah, so we set up the memory 128. Processor is a 2-core. We give them 2 cores, and then yeah, we give them CPU. Okay, and then the CPU is the type is not 32-bit because minimum. So I will install here from the ISO. So I already downloaded the ISO, Mikrotik ISO, and then yeah, I have several interface here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 network interface. Okay, and then 1 single hard disk. Okay, so the spec is okay, and then I will boot from the ISO that is considered as IDE CD-ROM. Okay, so boot priority here is CD-ROM. Okay, And then we can start. Go to console and then start. Okay, let's see. Okay, loading Linux. Okay, here it is. Mikrotik software installations. Okay, we just follow the instructions. So yeah, it's a P menu and spacebar. Select all with A, minimum M, I, and then so forth. Okay, so yeah, let's install. Okay, so I will press A so for all, and then press I for install. Do you keyboard configuration? No. Continue, yes. Okay, and then it will format the hard disk, and then it's installed. Enter to reboot. Yes. Oh, okay. It's keep coming. Why? Because I still set the boot system to the IDE. So I should change it, the sequence of booting. So I will stop this one here. And then the options here, I will use the IDE 0. Okay, so the first hard disk. Okay, let's go to console and then start. And then let's see. Oh, I have a question here. Oh, sorry. Ah, yeah, it's back. Yeah, so here it is. Yeah, so you can log in using admin. Yeah, and then no password. See software license. Yes, okay. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, and then password. Password is password. Okay, and done. Yeah, so in the new router OS, after you do installation, the router OS will ask you the new password. Okay, so as simple as that. IP address print. Okay, no IP addresses, and then yeah, so we can connect them later. All right, so I have questions here. Yeah, from Ahmad Muhajir. If you want to move from x86 to CHR, can we move the license? Oh yeah, it's a good question. Okay, so let's put an IP address here. IP address set. IP address at. Okay, IP address at interface is ether1 address 192.168.90.246/24. Okay, let's do the ping. Okay, it replies. Great. Now I need to set up the default route. Okay. Oh, maybe the DNS. IP DNS set servers. This 68.90.86. Okay, IP route at destination address 00/0, and then the gateway is this. Okay, and then we can check gateway ping to make sure it can connect. So let's do ping 8888, and then yes, it works. Okay, so let's check the. Let's connect to this newly installed uh, router OS. I will log in with the Winbox. Yeah, 246 admin and then password. Oh, okay. Router OS requires newer Winbox. Oh, okay. I need to upgrade my Winbox. Please wait a moment. Oh, yeah, there is a newer Winbox, so I need to upgrade. Now it works. Okay, let's connect. Oh, sorry, I need to share the Winbox to you. Okay, please wait. Okay, here it is. Okay, so yeah, so here's the router OS that we just installed. So you can see addresses. Yeah, the address that we have configured, the DNS. Okay. Yeah, so this is how it looks like. Okay. So this one, x86, as you can see, this is the, oops. Yeah, as you can see, this is x86. Yeah. And then the platform that we are using is x86 underscore 64. It means that the processor that we're running is 64 bits. Okay, if you are using router OS 7, yeah, and then minimum is 64 bits. Okay, so if you see like what I have shown you before, x86, it means that it's just only 32 bits. Okay, so yeah, better when router S7 is ready, better if you upgrade them. But please do testing before you apply it on your production network. Okay, let's get back to the license. Let me check the license here. Okay, so as I said, x86 is really the license is really depends on the router software ID. Okay, so yeah, so this is how the x86 license is managed. So based on software ID. So it means that if you install a new x86, new installation will result in a newer software ID. So you have to buy a new license. And then if you move from x86 to CHR is using different license system. Okay, they don't have software ID, but they have let me show you.
Yep.
Okay, let me drag the Winbox to here. Okay, this one. So this is CHR. Okay, and then when we check the license, it's called system ID. Okay, when you is it possible to generate a new ID? Yes. Yeah. See, it changes. Okay. So this is the big difference. So it depends on the system ID. So previously was software ID. It's different way for managing of applying the license. Okay, so hopefully that answered the question. So you have to they are not the same. So yeah, so you need to have a new license for CHR. From Rian Fabian, is x86 a problem when running multi-CPU? Well, with 32-bit, yes, it's designed for single CPU, but for router OS, it's multi-CPU, multi-core. Sorry. Yeah, as I said, if you install router OS 7, yes, it supports a multi-core as processing. CSR have better compatibility with the driver. Well, that depends. So usually when you use CHR, you can use, I'm using KVM, you can use, you can create your virtual network interface, and then you can define like virt IO, yeah, as as a network interface. Next, dedicated x86 have better latency. Yes, if you compare between x86 and KVM, I mean CHR, of course there is overhead when you are using CHR, because there will be another processing for for the hypervisor, the KVM, the VMware itself. Okay, but because we are using like CPU extensions like Intel VT or AMD V, that drawbacks can be minimized. So there is an overhead, yes, true, but we can minimize that. Plus, if you are using CHR, you can use the same hardware for other purposes, right? Like you install some things like a web server or database server, yeah, or any other server that can not only dedicated for the routing only. Okay. Okay, so Zainal Solihin, if we want to upgrade to a P10 license, do we have to pay monthly, yearly, or just once? Yes, you just only pay one time only. It's a lifetime. And then make sure you don't change your system ID, okay? Because this one here is based on the system ID. Okay. Okay, so what about CHR to HR? You mean transfer the license from CHR to CSR? As far as I know, yes, it's possible. Yes, yeah, because the previous you can check. Yeah, you can check the previous CHR has this system ID, and then the new CHR this system ID. And then you can move the license from the old CHR to the new CHR. I think handling the license for CHR is much easier compared to the x86. x86 is really depends on the hardware. So once you install and then make sure it doesn't collapse, otherwise you have to buy a new license. Okay. Right. So is there any other questions? So hopefully it answer the questions. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. There is a new chat here from Aditya. Okay. How to move configuration between x86 based on your experience? Well, you can do backup, system. Where is it? Where's the backup? Oh, files. Files, you can do backup. Okay. either you can encrypt or not. So you do backup and then you restore the backup to the other networks, or you can dump the configurations like export. Okay, so these are the configuration for this particular server. I mean router. Okay, so you can dump the configuration and then copy it to the new machine. Okay, but yeah, the thing is for users, yeah, so system users. Okay, you have users here, right? And then if you use like copy and paste, like export, this user will not be copied. So you have to install the users manually in the new system. Okay, next question from Ahmad Muhajir. How to make sure is the same system ID? Oops, what's happening? Oh, the screen share is stopped. Okay. Okay, let me read the chat. How to make sure the same system ID? What do you mean? A system ID is generated automatically. They have algorithm to make sure that the system ID is always unique. Okay, software ID is system ID. It's just generate new system ID. Yes, yes. So that's why you need to learn programming, how to generate a very unique number, even though we are installing so many systems. Yeah, same thing. Software ID, system ID, same. So same thing. Case. Any other questions? Well, guys, if there's no questions, and then I would like to say thank you for your attendance here. So we already have several channels for our information, and then here they are. So please, if you don't mind, submit your feedback on the URL that I gave you just now. We also have Facebook page here. Okay. Yeah, feedback here. Okay. And then schedule is available on our website. Facebook page is also here. Slide will be available on Slideshare. Discord, but Discord, we have a Discord channel, and then it's on Bahasa Indonesia, Indonesian language up to now. Recording will be available on YouTube. Okay. Anything else? So hopefully that answered the questions. Oh, I got a message here from admin for photo session. Okay. Okay, guys, so if you don't mind, please turn on your cameras. Okay. We're going to have a photo session here. And then hopefully you get some enlightenment about the Mikrotik. Okay, so please, guys, turn on your camera, and then I'll take a picture. Oops. Oh, doesn't work. Is it working? So it's Control Command 3, right? And with Mac, correct? 4. Oh. Anybody knows how to take a screenshot here?
Command
Control and 3, right?
5.
Oh, 5. Oh, it doesn't work. Control, Command, 5. Oh my God. It doesn't work, man. Let me try. Sorry. It's working? No. Oh, wow.
Command Shift and 5.
Oh, Command Shift 3. Ah, yeah. Now it's working. Yeah. Command Shift 5. Ah, yeah. Okay. That's great. Sorry. Command Shift 3. Right. Okay, once more. Command Shift 5. Yes. Okay. Thank you very much, guys. Yeah, this is end of the webinar. Thank you for the help, especially for the taking pictures. Yeah, I forgot the keystroke. This is the end of the webinar. Thank you very much for coming. So hopefully see you in the next webinar and stay safe. Thank you very much and have a good day.